So basically, we're subtracting integers. It's a lesson 6. And when you subtract the integers, one way you can use it, number line for sure. And if you don't want to use the number line, you can do it normally also. If you understand without a number line, that will be easier also. Okay. So now let's look at a question of the find the difference between, find the difference. So when you find the difference of, let's say, take the number as 3 minus of -8. So what do we do in this question? That's right. That's right, because you see a double negative, or you can say that the technique we used, negative times negative is positive. So we can see this to multiply these two, negative and negative, that becomes positive. So that gives you positive, and then the numbers gives you 3 and 8. I'm going to add them. I'm going to get is 11. Okay. It's always important when you have parentheses, it's nothing but multiplication. You keep that in mind. Okay. So the next question we do, it's let's say number 4. I can split it. -1 minus of -13. Let's go and try this question and we'll check it. Okay. How do you do that? It's positive 14. How did you get that? Mm-hmm. Mm. Mm. Okay, but there is a small mistake that we need to stay really focused on this one. See, these two are double negative, right? Obviously, yeah. So that becomes positive, but this 13 is still there. But this -1, that does not change. Okay, so now you put them together, -1 and plus 13, that gives you positive 12. Okay, that makes sense? Yeah, it's really important that whenever you have a working with the negatives, you always pay close attention to that. So let's do some practice questions so that way we get really good at this, okay? Let's try another question. It's like -1, then minus of -53. Let's try this question. Let's see what you get. That's really good. Very good. I like that. Okay, it's very good. So you got this. So that's double negative becomes positive. So you get the -1 plus 53. That gives you 52. Positive 52. Good work. Okay, let's try this one. Good work. Next one. Let's try it. It's -39 minus 32. Let's see what you get this one for. That's good. It's a -71. That is right. So when you're adding two negative numbers, it's basically it's another way you combine them numbers and then keep the negative there. And a good example we can say, let's say you borrowed $39, okay, and then that's not enough. You borrowed $32 more. Now you owe it's altogether $71. Okay, so it's always you can represent with the negative, so that way we can get -71. Make sense? You did it good too. Good, very good. Let's do a word problem now. Let's go ahead and read the question. Okay, so for this question, we're going to look at it. So the change in elevations. So we're going to kind of like use the information from before. So I'm going to put that one right now. All right, can you see the picture? So now look at this one. So let's find out what's the elevation from 1962 from the 2000 elevation 2002. Let's look into that. So tell me what you think on that. Mm. Okay, so that's a good question. So it's 1962 is a -235, and then 2002 it's the -182. Okay, that's good. Very good. Yeah, just writing down the work model and then see what is the change is there. So let's say if I will look at change, so we can say at elevation in 2002, and then we're going to take away elevation from 1962, right? So, that's true. So how much is increased is, yep, you're right, it's negative 182, and then 1962 is becomes negative 235, right? Because a negative means it's going down, so it's a negative. So, and if you apply this one to the what we learned right now, so it's going to be negative 182. Yeah. So what's going to be the double negative? What happens to that? That's right. So it's going to be positive 235. So now how much is increased? Can you go ahead and tell me that? Negative 182 plus 235. Like that. Yep. So when you subtracted 235 and then 182, you're going to just 53. So that's the positive increase as you put it. That's good. So the next one is find the change in temperature. So from 32 degrees Fahrenheit to negative 10 degrees Fahrenheit. So what do you think? How much change in temperature is happened? Negative 10. Negative 10. Oh, no, no. It's just negative 10 degrees. hmm Okay, so one thing really we need to understand here when we working on a change in temperatures, you have to be really careful. So how much change in temperature? Let's, for example, let's see, where's my... So when you look at this change in temperatures, we have to be very careful. The reason behind is it was from positive 32 degrees, right? And it dropped all the way to negative 10. Now we're looking at how much has changed in temperature. So what does that mean is, if you look at it, or maybe I put it this way. Let's see, maybe I can just do this. Hold on, let me clear this. So what if I put it right here? And 32 degrees, let's say 0 degrees here. 32 degrees is here, but now it's dropped all the way to negative 10. We need to find out how much it's dropped. Okay, so if you look at that way, so you need to do like this is 32 dropped and also 10 more drop. Total is 42 degrees drop. Does that make sense? Or if you want to put it in the real or in the math format, you have a 32 degrees minus and then negative 10 degrees. So if we see the double negative, that's positive 10. 32 plus 10 is 42 degrees change in temperature. Does that make sense? So whenever it comes to the temperature, you have to be really careful because from where to where it's changing. Okay. Okay, let's try that. Repeat again. How much is that? Excellent. That's good. Very good. So that is good. So when you write this question, if you want to write it down in terms of the format, so you can simply write it negative 45 minus and negative 80. Okay. So that becomes negative 45 plus 80. That gives you 35 degrees Fahrenheit. That makes sense? Good. I like that. So in this question, m value is given to you negative 6, and we have to solve 20 minus m minus 5, and then next one is 14 minus 30 minus m. Let's try that. All right, let me check the answer. -6, double negative, it's okay. Okay, that's okay, 26. Okay, can you check one more time? How do you get this? Let's see, this is double negative, right? So that's 20 plus 6 minus 5. Okay? So that's going to be 26 minus 5, right? Can you check one more time? I like that you change it directly to the 6 because double negative, it becomes positive. Right? That's good. Yes. For example, if you look at it, this is minus, right? And then your m is -6. So it's going to be double negative. It becomes positive 6. That's what you did. Awesome. That's really good. I like that. Okay, so there's a pretty good. That's -16. That's like that. That's positive 10. Yes, very good. Okay, go ahead and read this question. We're going to find some error in the question. Go ahead and read it. So the difference of -2 and -5, and there is a problem is done. We need to find out what's wrong with that. Okay, that's right. So when you have a okay, so first mistake. Where do you see the first mistake that happened? Right. Okay. So it's here double negative, right? So when you did the double negative, it's positive. Okay. Hmm. So once we distribute or the multiply the double negative or negative times negative, it has to be positive. And but the students right here, and he wrote is still -5. So after this step, yeah, got it. -2 plus 5, and then they have to subtract that, right? That has to be positive 3. That's where the mistake went through. Very good. Okay, next we're going to look at a standardized test question. Let's say if you have a test coming up and this is the type of questions they give it to you. So let's practice this. Mhm. Okay, explain your thinking. Mm. So this one is -2. Okay, and yeah, you're writing good. So how about letter B? What do you think on this one? Add it. So because double negative, that's going to be positive. Obviously, this is going to be, what is that, 45? And this is going to be -46. You still need to add them. And this is going to be double negative, so it's going to be 45 also. So, so obviously, the value that is so close to the 0 is -2. Good job. How about that? So the answer is negative. Good work. Good work. I like that. You're drawing that number line, and that helps you really well. All right, I like that. So you're doing really good on that. I like the number line drawing. When you draw that one, it gives you a clear picture of what's happening there. So here is a -15 to 10, that's 25 degrees change, that's good. And then -5 to -13, that's 8 degrees change. Good job, I like that. Very good. Okay, awesome. So with this, we learned about the adding or subtracting integers. We did some evaluate problems, and so we did some word problems, especially drawing the number line is a great thing. And when you work on with the temperatures, you have to be careful with that. Okay, good work today. when you look at this elevations point of view, 0 at the sea level. When you go up the mountain, it's a positive, or it's positive. When you go below the sea level, that's a negative. So you started going to the mountain, and then started down back to the mountain, which is sea level is 0. But you started still diving inside the water, so you went to the negative 200. So total from, if you look at it from 300 to 200 here, the total is you kind of like made the elevation change of 500. Does that make sense? That's what it is, the elevation change. We follow the same way. Like for example, if you want to find the difference, you can do it 300 minus of negative 200, which is again double negative 300 plus 200, which is 500, the elevation change. Make sense? Yeah, that's good.